It is cooler and it is windy out here in Oxnard, California today as the Dallas Cowboys continue training camp. On the socials, I am LRAM2 and you are?
KSAT Mary Rom.
All right, love it, Mary. Okay, so today Mike McCarthy held his first presser here of training camp, and he started off by making a joke, calling Clarence Hill Jr., who has written for the Cowboys for years, calling him Terrence because Jerry Jones called him Terrence
By accident.
Yeah, so that was just a funny way, I thought, to open up his presser today. Okay, one thing that Mike said to me, or said to all of us today, Mary, is that Zeke is a brilliant NFL player, that he is a great teammate. I know he's not the same Zeke he was, 5 or 6 years ago. He still has some gas left in the tank, though, but what does Zeke's return, do you think, mean to this team?
Well, what you just said and what head coach Mike McCarthy gave us insight to, he said his best quality as a football player is just how he is as a teammate, and giving examples of how he gives examples in meetings to the rookies and the younger guys if maybe he feels like they don't fully have a grasp on what was said. He breaks it down for them. That's a really nice quality to have in a locker room, in a team meeting, especially for a game as complicated as football. I'm really excited to see how this portion of Zeke's story arc continues. He had a little bit of an up and down battle in New England. Back up and then emerging in a starting role after an injury, and he led the team in production, obviously. So now how he handles this next challenge, I'm really excited to see, and he's clearly capable of it, as Mike McCarthy called him, brilliant.
As we know, Mike McCarthy is coaching the final year of his contract. Dak Prescott is playing on the final year of his contract. Now, Jerry Jones said he feels Dak will be back. Dak has said, I want to be back. Mary, what's it going to take for Mike to ensure that the Cowboys want to bring him back next season? And is that important for him to stay with this program?
Yeah, I think so, because he is just kind of getting things going now with the team adopting his offense. Now 2 years in, we're approaching. So to end it after this year would almost feel too quick, even though he's been with the team longer. It just feels like he's had a different role and has been a little bit more integrated because of his offense. So I think, man, it's tough not to want to automatically fast forward to the postseason and what needs to happen in the postseason. But I'll stay away from that because that's obvious, and that is, the stakes are high for every team in the NFL. I think as long as their top two competing, or at least competitive for the NFC East Championship, I think that might be enough, as long as we continue to see improvements and progress, which I think we already are on the field.
All right, let's talk about the catch of training camp so far. I know it's early on, but still an amazing catch right here behind us on this field. Jalen Tolbert, you were all over it. I believe you were shooting on this side. Adam Higgins was shooting over here. You guys were all over it. So that has definitely caught the eye of Mike McCarthy, Dak Prescott, and catches like that will earn Dak's respect, and it will earn his trust. So you were out here today, you were shooting, and you want to talk more about the rapport with Dak and his wide receivers. What are you seeing out there? Yeah,
well, again, today was our first time hearing from Mike on his own, so it was a little nice. You kind of get a different side of head coach Mike McCarthy when he's not with the ownership group. But, yeah, he said that this early on for them to be banging out completions, what he said verbatim,
right? He did.
is really positive. At this point in training camp, only 2 days in, practice-wise, to see those connections be made is promising. And outside of that, like you said, Dak building that rapport with his receivers, having last year under McCarthy's offense, like we have continued to talk about now into year 2, seeing the progress, that unlocks a new level of the offense that we didn't see last year. So it's very promising.
So our final topic, you also saw 2 interceptions today. Dak threw one. He was picked off by Deron Bland. Cooper Rush was also intercepted, by Josh Butler. if you ever want to hear one side of the ball get super hyped, it's typically the defense, especially when they pick the ball off very quickly. What did you see out of those 2 interceptions and the DBs just getting all crazy?
Well, specifically with Deron Bland, I want to start. McCarthy talked about how you just saw him become set a new record for single season interceptions, pick sixes in a season, and that was his first year as a starter. Now he's going into his second year as a starter, and the progress that we've already seen, McCarthy's super optimistic. The play specifically that Deron picked, he jumped the ball, right? So just showing his IQ for the game, like it's so great to see. But on the other side, I mean, the cornerbacks position battle for the 4th starting role is incredibly intriguing. And for Josh Butler, who had the other interception close to me, he's fighting to fulfill that 4th starting cornerback role. So to see him make a play like that and have the confidence to do that, he's a UFL success story.
Yes, he is, yeah.
So, I mean, this is his shot. This is his opportunity. He's never made the 53-man roster, and that was a good way to start it.
That is absolutely a good way to catch the eye of the coaching staff and his coach in particular. All right, tomorrow is going to be the opening ceremony. We're going to discuss that in our Cowboys training camp tomorrow as we continue to go camping with KSAT. All right, that's it for us.